What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. It's your boy James, right here on this channel called Better Men, because that's what we strive to be. Look at those cute llamas. Anyway, we're going to finish part two of Emergency Meeting, episode 101, Strength and Honor, and my thoughts about it. My honest, real, true, non-biased opinions on this. So let's get it going. Three, two, one.
Consequences of doing that. If you can't handle the consequences of being honorable, how can you ever be expected to act honorably? So weak people are great when everything is great, but they are useless when times get hard. And ask yourself, do you want friends who are great when things are great, or do you want friends who are there when times are hard? If your life's already going,
I mean, I'm sure most of you guys can agree. I want friends that are there when times are hard. Because you guys, come on, let's be honest. When things are going great, super great, doesn't there always seem to be people around you? Like, isn't it funny? Girls, guys, whatever it may be. They seem to just pop out of the woodworks when things are going super great. But it's when things aren't going good, and it's when you're kind of, your life's falling apart. That's when that's when you're the loneliest, at least in my experience. And it's really important to meet people and to socialize and to find good people that will stand by your side when shit hits the fan. So I agree with him on that.
going well and everything's going great, what do you need them for? You want to go drinking? You want to party? You want to laugh? You want to be a bunch of clowns and achieve very little? Because when times are going well, when everything is perfect, that's when you enjoy the hedonistic side of life. You don't grow as a person. Often you don't achieve so much. You're only achieving and growing as a person during the most difficult times in your life. When things are going perfectly, that's when it's all just a clown show. Do you want friends who are capable?
And he says something really good here too. When things are going good, I mean, it is a clown show. I mean, it's not a bad thing. You need to enjoy life. You need to learn how to enjoy life and relax and sit back and enjoy it. But like at the same time, he's got a very good point, and this is non-biased. You know, I've noticed when things are going super awesome in my life, and it's like life on easy mode, and it's like you can't get too used to it. You can't just assume and be like, "Hey, I finally built my life up to be this amazing thing. Now I can sit back and just chill, and that's it. And I'll still be ripped. I'll still have the women." No, no, no. You have to stay. Everything is rent. That's how I look at it, guys. Everything's rent. Your friends are rent. Your girlfriend, your wife is rent. Everything's rented. It literally is. Your own body is rented. We die. So you pay the rent every day. You have to nourish relationships. You have to sometimes you got to reach out to people. Don't overreach. Don't overextend the olive branch because if they're just going to use you for someone that just reaches out to them all the time and they never have to reach out to you, do you really need these people in your life? No. But I mean, see who's real and who's not. Extend an olive branch, and if they accept it, and those are probably some good people to have in your life. But I agree with him on that.
Clowns, but are completely useless in a war? If you do, then perhaps you are that type of person, because birds of a feather flock
Flock
together.
together.
If you're the kind of person who thinks it's okay to have friends which are only useful during the best times of your life for entertainment and provide no utility during the worst times in your life, then perhaps you are one of those types of people. I believe that my circle should be most useful to me.
Agreed. And I can say for myself, the friends that I have, it's not many. Obviously, you're gonna have a smaller circle when you are real about this shit. I'd say I've been there for one of my friends. I know I've been there for one of his lowest times, and I know he appreciates it. And he's a cool ass dude. Not gonna put his name out there, not gonna expose anybody, but he's very cool. One of my other friends, was there for me when I was going through the breakup of my 6-year relationship. So shout out to him. And then there's not really, two really solid friends I have, and I want to create more. And I mean, I have acquaintances, of course, but to call someone a friend is someone that shows up at your mother's funeral to grieve with you. Someone to call a friend is helping, buying you something, buying you lunch when you're broke. Like, That's a true friend because they see like, hey, don't look. I don't care that you ain't got no money, or like I don't care that something this tragic happened to you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you because I give a fuck about you. So
And most loyal to me when the chips are down. When everything's going well, it's private jets, it's champagne, it's pretty girls, it's penthouses, it's Bugattis. That's great. I can do that by myself. When I need help is when I need friends. So I enjoy spending the good times with my friends because I know they would be there in the bad times. And you can't rely on weak people because
amazing. It feels even better spending time with the good friends, like the ones that actually give a fuck about you during the bad times. It feels that much better when the good times come around. Because it's like I know when you were there for me at my lowest, and I was there for you at your lowest, and here we are. We've come up. Now it's just it's awesome. It's great. You know, now we can enjoy this times 10, times 20, times 100. So,
even if they have the best of intentions, even if they love you with all of their heart, their love means nothing because external pressure will make them break. It doesn't matter how much they love you. It doesn't matter what their intention is. It doesn't matter what they promise. It doesn't matter what they say. All that matters is all of that will go out the window once they break because they are weak. If a weak man says to you, I got your back 100%, bro, he may mean it when he says it. He will convince you because he is not lying. But he is incapable of resisting pressure. So all of those words go out the window once he breaks. So when a weak person says something to you, you can ignore it. It's worth nothing. Every word that comes out of a weak person's mouth is a lie because
Amen.
they've spent their entire life lying to themselves. And by extension, they're going to lie to you.
Yes.
Another reason I don't like weak people is they're broadcasting to the world that they lack discipline. Because
Correct.
the great thing about strength is that it's actually very easy to achieve. You don't need any fancy program. You don't need any fancy lesson. You need to pick something up and put it down. Oh,
See, and you know, he's a salesman, of course. I don't agree with everything Tate says. There's a lot of things I don't like about him, but he's right. You don't like going to the gym is like getting a good body is free. You don't even need a gym membership. Like you don't. You know, but people will, oh, it's too expensive or I don't have the time. It's all bullshit. I won't even really I don't really talk to anybody that doesn't work out in some way. Like you have to, because I know how good it is, not only for your physicality, but your mental. Your mental. Like I know how good it is for your mentality and for you as an individual, as a whole person, you know. And the people that I've met in my life that don't, you know, they abandon their bodies, they abandon their diet, they're not good people. Like fat people, for example, are not good. I'm not saying fat people are evil when they're out here doing horrendous, heinous shit, but I'm saying most fat people I've met, they're just nothing but a big fat ball of excuses. You know, that's really what they are. Just a big fat ball of excuses. And really, that's what it boils down to.
over and over until you project
Like my neighbors upstairs, all they do is stomp around. They really are elephants, by the way. I've seen them. I'm not trying to be mean, but you know what? You shouldn't have got to upstairs if you're gonna be stomping around like an elephant at 10 o'clock at night. So whatever.
strength. Now, I will teach you how to get stronger inside the real world. We have a fitness campus. There's endless free YouTube videos. If you need more information, it exists. But this I need information, this feigned ignorance, is only an excuse for laziness and cowardice. Truthfully, anybody knows what it takes to get strong. So let's analyze as professionals. If everybody understands what it takes to get strong, and they understand that they are viewed differently for being strong,
That is true.
and that they are viewed in a positive light for being strong, and still refuses to become strong, they are telling you that they lack dedication, they lack
Discipline.
the motivation required to do hard things,
Yep.
and that when the going gets tough, they quit. That's what they are saying to you.
It's true. They lack discipline. And this doesn't mean you have to go out there and be the biggest bodybuilder on stage. You don't have to be the best at like people, you need to be the best of version of you. This is not being better than, you know, the most famous bodybuilder or being better than Arnold Schwarzenegger or being better than Andrew Tate or being, you need to focus. See, this is where a lot of people get fucked up. You're too focused on beating someone else that's not you. Stop. Like, be the best you. Do what you're good at. Speak how you speak. You will gain a following. I promise me. I promise you guys. Trust me. Like it does work. Like I don't have the biggest following in the world, but when I put my authentic self out there and I say what I say and I say it with true intentions, what comes back is true people, people that like what I say. You can't lose when you're authentic and you're real. You can't. And when you actually try, you can't lose either. Even if you don't win, you tried, you learned, you're gonna get stronger.
And you can instantly see it, whether they want to say it or not. That's what they broadcast permanently.
Amen.
It doesn't matter if it's a business discussion. It doesn't matter if it's a fitness discussion. It doesn't matter. When you see a big, strong man, you know he has at least the qualities of dedication. You know
Absolutely.
he is prepared to push past a certain point where most people would quit. You know he's the kind of person who understands how important it is to be seen in a certain way so they're protective of their reputation, that they're proud of themselves. If I was obese, saying the exact same things I was saying to you, you wouldn't listen. None of you would.
He's so 100% right on this, guys. Again, making very good points. I'm not going to sit here and listen to some fat guy telling me. I would laugh if a fat guy actually had a mind like this and was able to speak all this stuff. I mean, is it true, but like you're not taking your own advice? That's why I don't listen to fat people, guys. Don't listen to overweight, obese people. And I'm not saying don't listen to someone who's got a little bit of X. We're talking about fat people. We're talking people that look, you can look at them and be like, they don't ever work out. They eat in surplus every day. And it's just everything's being normalized. All the sins are being normalized. Sloth, greed, lust. I mean, look at that girl who slept with 1,000 men. I don't even want to say her name. I don't care. She's not getting clout on my channel, but she is a disgusting person. The girl who slept with over 1,000 men in 12 hours. Like how in the world is that a flex? How did we get here to where that is a flex? How is that something to even brag about? Like back then, back in the old days, you would have been stoned for that, killed, which rightfully so. But it's crazy how like it just blows my mind how she's bragging about it. Like what the fuck? I've seen her eyes; they're soulless. I mean, this woman's gonna probably unalive herself. Let's be honest. I mean, there's no way you can live with yourself doing some shit like this. I don't care how many zeros in your bank account show up. That kind of stuff is just nasty. Humans, we're spiritual beings. We're not made to sit there and just take it from. That's just disgusting. I don't even want to like talk about her. Let's just get back to this. So that's another video.
Be on this emergency meeting listening to me if it was word for word the same if I was obese. You are here because you know I understand the tenets of strength and I understand the tenets of discipline. So these are people who are prepared to broadcast to the world that they lack discipline purely because they are so monumentally lazy or they are so afraid of difficulty that they would rather suffer that than fix the problem. What does that tell you about a potential business collaboration? What does that tell you about an...
You know what's insane is if you guys scroll back to my older videos, I think it was a short or something like that. I literally said I don't do business with fat people. And this is a newer video than when I say it. I mean, it's just when you take care of yourself, you think the same. Like I'm not gonna, if I got a guy on the left and he's broke but he's ripped and he's got that fire in his eyes, and then versus a fat guy who's got a lot of money but he wants to do business, I'm gonna take the guy who's hungry and who's in shape. I just am, because I know he has. It's a different discipline, guys, when you're in shape. And I'm not saying you have to be the most ripped guy in the world. No, you have to train, in my opinion, 4 to 6 days a week. I mean, you do what works for you, but train. You have to train. I believe in training every day in some way. Like you don't have to lift weights or power lift every single day. But if you're going to have an off day of the weights, go for a long walk, go for a slight jog, do something physical, go, do something. Take a long walk, take your dog, get active. Like there's so many different forms of exercise to avoid being fat and obese. But yeah, I would choose the just starting out skinny broke, not skinny, but the broke, fit guy over the fat guy who's got, this false confidence in this money. Like it's night and day. Like I don't trust a fat guy. You don't even, they don't like, because I look at it like they don't like themselves. I mean, you can't like yourselves if you're going to let yourself go. And once again, guys, I'm not talking about a little excess. Like, I'm not talking about older people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s that have like look, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like people, dudes in their 20s, early 20s that are fucking 400 pounds. That should not exist. Like, you're a lazy asshole. You're in your 20s and you're fat. You're obese. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why? How did you get this way? Like, fix it. Because no one's going to like you. And I'm sorry you're depressed, but you're depressed because you're fat, and you're fat because you're depressed. So figure out how to fucking, you know what? I was never fat, but my heaviest was around 230 pounds. And I just was I just I wasn't happy. And I'm sitting at a good solid 185 of lean muscle right now. I eat chicken, I eat all types of protein, eggs, all that good stuff. And you know what? I would never go back ever. Being big is not worth it. Being lean and cut and in good shape is so much more worth it. But let's get back to the video.
An FBI interrogation. What does that tell you about a nightclub combative situation? It tells you.
Another good point is, guys, you think your fat friends, you think your obese friends are going to protect you? Like, if you were like, he's making the world's about to get crazy. You might get attacked. You think your fat friend's going to save you? No, not even close. No. See, my friends know I will fuck people up for them. They know I will. That's why they fuck with me. They know. They trust me.
That these people are not going to be there when the going gets tough, because everybody knows how to fix it. Strength is an important outward broadcast for every single man. And anybody who is weak has accepted how they are viewed because they are so monumentally lazy that they're not prepared to do what it takes.
Yes.
And they also try and cope for that and cover that up by lying to themselves.
Yes.
And if they are dishonest with themselves, they are going to be permanently dishonest
with you.
And that is why once I created my life to look for people around me who valued, coveted, worked towards strength, a lot of the treachery has disappeared. When I was in jail, nobody in my circle betrayed me. Nobody.
Very good point. Very good point. And may I say, guys, I've been at the very bottom before. Like, I've lived in the shithole of the earth. And when you're at the bottom, you see everyone fucking each other over. Doesn't it start to make sense? Everyone's fucking each other over because they're all at the bottom. They have no discipline. They're on drugs. They're addicted to alcohol, or they're something, whatever it may be. But at the bottom, there's no honorability, and it's all treachery. And I'm at a point in my life where I'm in the medium level. There's going to be a point in 2025 from here on out where there's going to be poor and there's just going to be rich. Like, there's not going to be the middle class is slowly dying. And if you guys have been paying attention to the world at all, you will know that's the truth. Middle class is slowly dying. There's going to be no middle class. It's going to be the rich and the poor. And I'm not rich yet, but if I have to choose, and I want you guys to choose too, we're going to choose to be rich. That doesn't mean being rich doesn't mean you're evil. You do bad things. Like, there's a lot of rich people that do, but being rich, you can be low key rich, and take care of your family, take care of your kids, take care, of what needs to happen. That's where I'm going. That's what I want to do, and this is the whole reason I created my Better Men channel, is because I want you guys to want the same thing, and I want to get like-minded people on my, in my circle. So.
Which is actually very rare. When a man gets arrested and 50 of his people are dragged into rooms and threatened with jail, someone usually bends and breaks. This happens in the mafia. This happens in the big criminal gangs.
Snitches.
The baddest of the bad people, they find a rat. With me, they couldn't find a single rat.
6'9".
Because I have people around me I can trust. Which is also, because it's not just physical strength. We're also talking about mental strength. And I'm going to say something which is highly controversial. I know that's unlike me, but this is very important. If you have somebody in your circle that is struggling with an addiction, as a good friend, perhaps you can try and help them. But if they continue to struggle with this addiction, if their mind is so weak that they are controlled by this substance, whatever it is, will they sell you out for this substance sooner or later? Why are you trying to help this person and have this monumental liability near you? I say depression isn't real because I believe that. I don't believe depression is real because by believing in it, you give it power. If you say depression
That is very true.
is a real thing, you can become depressed. Much like a ghost. If you're afraid of ghosts, you're afraid to be in a forest alone at night. If you don't believe in ghosts, you're not afraid to be in the forest because there's nothing to fear. I don't believe in depression. And I've had a more difficult life.
I don't either, guys. Do I feel depressed sometimes? 100% yes. But he's just correct on this, guys. Like, the more you subscribe to a thought, the more you're going to believe that thought is reality and truth. That's why perspective is key to life. Like, how you perceive your own life is how you actually perceive everything else and other people. If you have an optimistic mindset, you're not going to be going around saying everybody's shit, I'm depressed. Look, the world we live in today is so rigged. Okay? If you don't get control of your mind and learn the things that he's talking about, learn the things that I may speak about, if you don't self-educate yourself, that's the best way I can put it. If you don't self-educate yourself in 2025, you are definitely not going to make it. If you get all your news and you believe everything the news says, CNN, Fox, all that political fake, all that fucking fake shit they do, all that shit's fake. It's studio stuff. It's Hollywood. It's bullshit. It's to keep you at the level that they want you. Very low vibrational people watch the news. Very low vibrational people go out and vote. Like, that shit's a scam. It's all a fucking scam. There's no left wing, right wing. It's the same bird. They don't care about us and they never will. You have to care about you, and you have to care about the people around you that want you to succeed and you want them to succeed, and that's how you create a better circle.
Than all of the people I've ever met who told me they were depressed. Which is once again confirmed to me that depression is not real. And you cannot change my mind because I will not adhere to a mindset which weakens me. Amen. So I don't want to listen to people who are sad about how the world works. So depressed people can't convince me that it's real. These are weak people. If I had somebody near me who was depressed, could I trust them?
No. Answer is no.
Could I trust them if things got hard? Could I trust them with money? If somebody is so depressed that they refuse to get up and do the right things for their own life, do you think they're going to do the right things for me and my life and our mission?
Good point. Good point.
Can you trust somebody who cannot control their own mind? There are people out there which are so mentally weak, they will think of a thought, and that thought will destroy them.
Yep.
They will have a thought that they create in their own mind themselves. It's in their head. And instead of turning it off or fixing it, they will allow it to fester to the point where their body and their life degrades, and they will be defeated by their own thought. Can you trust somebody who is that weak?
No, you cannot.
When somebody near me says they're depressed, they have about a day to snap out of it. Because if they're...
I like that. I like that a lot. You have about it. Okay, it's okay to feel depression is a feeling. Yes, it's a real feeling. But I have a crazy life story. I'm not going to get into it right now. But I have so many reasons to be depressed, so-called, but I choose not to be. Like I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go for a long walk. That instantly cures my depression. It really does. Doing push-ups, getting a pump, going up to that girl you think's pretty and just saying, fuck it. If she declines me, she declines me, but doing it anyway. That feels good. It feels empowering. Like, hey, even though she declined me, I still fucking shot my shot. Like, and you'd be surprised how many girls won't decline you. It's crazy. The world is backwards, man. The media, the mainstream media is bad. It's bad for you. Don't watch it. Don't consume it. I do like platforms like YouTube and Rumble. I like Rumble a little better to a degree. They're having some upload issues. I don't know what the fuck that is. But YouTube likes to censor a lot of the truth. So I'm not cool with that. I think it's bullshit. I think people have the right to speak their mind and something should be censored. But if I'm speaking the truth, why is that being censored? And I know why it is, because they don't want the truth being exposed. But fuck that. Those times are over. It's going to be exposed.
There's someone around me who is depressed. I don't trust them anymore. Why would I want friends who aren't excited to stay alive? I mean, you're depressed. You want to jump off a building. What good are you to me?
Exactly.
What good are you in a combat situation? You're ready to die anyway. You've already given up.
Yep.
I don't need those people, and I don't want those people.
Amen.
And by curating your life to only have strong people in it, not only do you remove many attack vectors, because I want to make this clear, on a long enough time frame, weakness will betray you. Every single time I have ever been
He is 100. I don't even know what he's going to say right here, but he's right.
too gracious to a weak person, I was betrayed.
Yep.
Just like I said, if I drop this phone, I know.
Good Lord, man. It's so accurate. There's this one guy, okay? And I didn't know he was a junkie at first, but I got him a job. And he turned out to be a junkie. I didn't know he had that problem. But I gave him so many chances. He stole multiple iPhones from me, and I kept seeing the good in him because I really wanted to see the good in him. And I was a much younger guy. I'm not, so I was naive. But it's true. It's true. Weak-minded people with addictions and problems, like, they will fuck you over so many times. It's just like you have to learn to cut these people off right at the get-go. You get one chance. I give people one chance. If you really fuck me over, you're not getting another chance because you're going to do it again. And I let people know this, and the people in my life now, they know this, and that's why they won't cross that barrier, that boundary.
Know it will fall. If you are friends with somebody weak, they will betray you. And it doesn't matter what they have a weakness for. If they have a weakness for gambling, they will steal your money. If they have a weakness for women, they'll try and sleep with your ex. If they have a weakness because they're depressed, they're going to externally blame you and blame the entire world for their own lifestyle choices.
Yes, sir.
If they have a physical weakness, then you cannot rely on them in a police interrogation or a combat situation. The easiest way to identify if somebody is going to betray you or not is simply based on, are they strong or weak? And this can also be extrapolated out to intention. This can also be extrapolated out to intention. So let's ask ourselves something important. Let's do a thought experiment. Let's pretend you had two friends. One was big and strong. One was small and weak. And both of them decided, for whatever reason, to betray or subvert you. The big strong man would be obvious about his intention and use his strength and power, because that's one of his moves. Inside of his poker deck, he has the, I'm big and strong, this is what I'm going to do, get over it.
Yeah.
The weak man doesn't have that. So the weak man can only resort to treachery.
Yes.
To sneaky behavior.
And it always results into selfishness. That's what it is. They're only looking out for themselves, and you cannot get far with someone like that in life. Not even close. It boils down to selfishness. I don't know everything about Andrew Tate, but I like a lot of the stuff he says. There's a lot of things I don't like, but he does say some great stuff, and it's true.
Hidden shadow intentions. Big, strong men can be honest because big, strong men are unafraid. So if I had a friend, I didn't want to be their friend anymore, I could sit and say, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Why? Because you're depressed and I don't trust you. Well, are you betraying me? You're not helping me with my depression? No, I am not. Please leave my house. I'll say it straight to your face. A weak person won't do that. A weak person will hide, lie, make up excuses. What is worse? If I told you that a tiger was going to attack you, would you rather see the tiger coming, even if it's big and strong, or for it to jump on your neck from behind as you go for a nice stroll out of the bushes? In which scenario do you stand a better chance, irregardless of the strength of the tiger? The thing that hurts you most is the thing you don't see coming. It's the same in boxing. It's not the hardest punch.
Wow. That's a good point. The thing that hurts you the most is the thing that you don't see coming. I 100% agree. It's like yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's right. You don't see it coming. You don't see it coming. The worst people I've dealt with in my life, I did not see them coming. Literally. Like I have trust in a couple people right now, friends and stuff like that. And you know it's coming. Like I know it's coming. Unless one of them decided to be treacherous, and they would regret that. And that's not like me putting out threats or anything. Absolutely not. But they would regret that in the long run. I guarantee you that because I know I have a pure heart. But
That knocks
he's
you
right.
out. It's the punch you don't see. Always has been, always will be. So weak people can never be honest because they don't have the capabilities to face the consequences of their own actions or the consequences of your reprisals. The only thing they can do is be sneaky. And when you only have one move on the chessboard, guess which move you're going to make. If you have a poker hand and you only have threes in the deck, you're going to play the threes. That's all you've got. Weak people only have sneaky subversion. That's all they've got. So they'll talk to your ex behind your back. They'll steal a little bit here. And when
Yep.
you confront them, they'll lie because they're afraid of you and your power. No, it wasn't like that. No, no.
100%. 100%. This is a good emergency meeting. I got to give it to Tate. His past several emergency meetings have been shit, and he's been very prideful and very annoying. And this is a good one. This is actually very good advice.
That's why you have to stay away from weak people. Even if they do the wrong thing by you, they don't do it in a transparent way. They do it in the most devious of ways.
Yep.
And once again, life is risk reward. As a professional, and I try and explain this to people all of the time, you have to make decisions for risk reward. If there is a 10% reward for said action and a 5% risk, then it's worth it. If there is a 4% reward and a 5% risk, it is not worth it. So risk reward, a weak friend is giving you what? Entertainment. Well, the world's pretty entertaining now. You have YouTube and Netflix and me on Rumble. You have Twitter. You have work to do inside of the real world. You should be very busy. You shouldn't need entertainment. So the reward is quite low, but the risk is monumental. Because if these people decide to betray you, you'll be monumentally surprised by how far a weak man will go for a little bit of money or a little bit of pussy.
Yeah.
You'll be extremely surprised.
Good Lord, another fantastic point. Man, weak men, I've had guys in the past, so-called friends, choose pussy over our friendship. And they've grown to regret it. But I still don't talk to them. No, absolutely not. That is how weak can you get? Bros over hoes was not made up for no reason. Because it's true. Women, once you learn the psychology and how women actually work, they will never ever give a fuck about you like a homeboy will. Your brother, your homeboy, your homies. Like, if you really have a good connection with them, that shit is more real than any girl could ever give you. Other than, a connection with your mother, if she's a good mother, stuff like that, family wise. But that is incredibly true. Like, if one of my friends choose a woman, a pussy, over our friendship, like over our friendship, all right. Well, that shows a lot about you. Like, that's sad because this girl, I know female psychology. She'll eventually dislike him and leave him. It always happens. My parents are divorced right now in the midst of it, and it's been going on for years. And I could go into details I'm not going to, but yeah, it's just women are not designed. Modern women, maybe back in the day, but they're not designed to be loyal and faithful at these times anymore. They're just not. It's
Let me
another
give you a
video.
scenario. You have a girlfriend. You have a weak friend who also has a girlfriend. And that weak friend, of course, because he's weak, is controlled by his girlfriend. Do you think he won't betray you because his girlfriend wants him to?
Mm-hmm.
What if his girlfriend is pressuring him to find out what you're doing behind your girlfriend's back? And she says, I will leave you if you don't tell me what he's up to. Can this weak person handle heartbreak? You see it all the time on the internet. You see men, full-grown men, crying their eyes out over a bitch.
It's fucking pathetic. I see it all the time too. It's fucking pathetic. And we've all been there, yes, but like have I've never took to my phone and recorded myself crying and uploaded it. That is some weak man shit. You're a weak pussy. And for the females that do that shit too, you're an attention you're just a seeking attention whore. Like, who does shit like that? I've cried. I cry some you have to cry sometimes. You have to let it out. But I cry alone, and that's how I prefer to cry because as a man, I believe that's how you should cry. Unless you're comfortable, you want to cry around your homeboy or that's fine too. But let me tell you, a little heads up, guys, don't cry around your girlfriend too much. Trust me, don't cry around females too much. You shouldn't be crying in the first place. Family member dies, that makes sense. Okay, cry. Um, your dog died. That's different shit. The shit men cry over these days is fucking retarded, and it's sad, and it's sad. It's just sad.
Crying their eyes out over a woman. Bawling like children. You think he's prepared to lose the woman that stops him from slitting his own wrists because he's a weakling to protect you? Let's imagine you're in business with this guy and his girlfriend and him start arguing. And she's his world because she's his world. You know those wife cucks. My world, my best friend. She's everything to him.
Yeah, I bet she
and
is.
you need a very important thing done for the company. You need a report by Friday afternoon. And his girlfriend is bored. I'm bored. All you do is work. Take me out somewhere. I'm tired of this.
I'm gonna have to do a part 3. I don't want this video to be too long, and this is like a pretty long video. Another great point. Women, I was in a 6-year relationship. My longest relationship ended in 2020. Holy crap! Going on 2 years in February. That's amazing. 2023 in February is when it ended. The 6-year relationship cut off. Wow, how time flies. But yes, I let myself go because I just started just doing everything she wanted to do because I didn't want her to leave me. Like, she benefited me in a bunch of ways, and sexual ways, at least ways that I thought. And when you finally let that shit go, it's like you find yourself again. Don't ever let a woman become your world. She can be part of your world, but don't ever let her become your world. That's all you care about. My girl, my girl. I promise I've been there, and you will lose yourself. You will lose yourself. You have to create your world, and the woman will come, or one woman, whatever you want. You can have one or two, but that's not for me to tell you what to do. What's morally right and wrong. I mean, what's morally right is to be monogamous, but I mean, whatever, But if you create, there's a saying. It's about a garden with butterflies. How did it go? It's if you're always trying to chase the butterflies, your garden's gonna look like shit because you're always just trying to get the butterflies to come to your garden. You're not even attending to your garden. But if you attend to your garden and you do it right, you make your garden beautiful. You don't think butterflies are gonna just want to come in? It's the same thing with a man's life. Make your life beautiful as a man by any means. Well, don't do evil shit and don't be treacherous and don't, do horrible things. But other than that, you can make it happen. Of course you can. There's a good way to make it in life. And that's what society and mainstream media has told us doesn't exist. You can't be a good person and be rich and do all these awesome, cool things. Yes, you can. You don't have to sell out, guys. You don't have to be like your favorite rapper. You don't have to sell out. You don't have to talk about nasty shit. You don't have to endorse horrible companies. You don't have to do any of that to be rich. Like, we live in a very extremely weird time right now where there are ways to make money. It's just it's different. You can reach out to people. You can create communities of like-minded people because of the internet. The internet is a double-edged sword now. Don't get me wrong, very double-edged. There's some horrible shit on the internet. There's some stuff like prawn. I have to say prawn. I can't say the real thing, which is weird because it's just so weird. You can't say I can't say something that's easily accessible on Google. It's trust me, it's systematic. They do that on purpose. But yeah, I mean that's a good point. Prawn, is so widely accessible and widely accepted for some. It's more accepted now than it's ever been. It's sick. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off right here, and we're gonna do a part three, guys. Um, I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. And if you want me to do any certain type of specific content, please leave a comment and let me know, and I'll get on it because I really care about you guys and I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the love. I appreciate some of you guys comment and say I say really good things, and I appreciate that. And I don't expect you to agree with everything that I say, and it's okay to express your feelings in the comment section. I turn off I turn off the thing where it says, hold back negative comments. No, I want to hear everything. If you got something negative to say, I want to hear that too, because that helps me grow, believe it or not. Most people will be like, oh, I don't want to see the negative comments. Let me have it. I like to see where people's minds and different perspectives come from. So this was part two, guys, and we'll be back with part three very soon. Have a good night. Peace.